Welcome back. Today we explore some of the rarest and most valuable coins in the world. Today we're diving into the world of full dirty coins. Special guest for today is the Superintendent of Tunnel Metal Pond present. Here's the Minch. We're diving into the world of the 1970 Monticello 5 cents Jefferson nickel with the S mint mark. But here's the catch. This particular coin has a black color shade and it's in good condition. Stick with me because we're going to break down its history, how this black color came to be, and of course, what it's worth today in the collector's market. So grab your magnifying glasses and let's get started. Here we have the 1970 Jefferson nickel. As you can see, it has the S mint mark, meaning it was minted at the San Francisco Mint. On the obverse, we have Thomas Jefferson, the third US president, and on the reverse, we see Monticello, his famous estate. But what really catches the eye is the black color shade on this coin. It's not something you see on every nickel, and it really adds a bit of character. But how did this happen? Let's explore. Let's start with the basics. The 1970 Jefferson nickel was minted as part of the regular coinage series for the year. The US Mint produced over 100 million of these coins, so they're not exactly rare. However, there's something about coins from the 1970s, especially with the S mint mark, that makes them appealing to collectors. They're a key piece of the Jefferson nickel series, but not all of them are created equal. Over 100 million 1970 Jefferson nickels were minted across all the mints, but the coins with the S mint mark are especially important. Why? Well, in 1970, the San Francisco Mint primarily produced proof coins, but they also produced a few regular circulation coins. The regular 1970 Jefferson nickel, like this one, is the result of that mintage. Now, here's where things get interesting. You might be wondering why this coin has a black color shade, especially when we're talking about a coin from the 1970s. Well, this shade isn't something that's typically intended by the mint. The black color you see here is the result of something called toning. Toning occurs naturally over time as coins react to their environment. When a coin is exposed to air, moisture, and other elements like sulfur or pollution, the metals in the coin can react and form a thin layer of oxidation, which can cause the coin to change color. In this case, the black shade is likely due to a combination of environmental factors, things like humidity, exposure to pollutants, or simply the coin being stored in less than ideal conditions for a period of time. Now, before you go thinking that this toning could devalue the coin, let me tell you that it really depends on the collector. Some collectors actually find toning like this black shade to be very attractive because it gives the coin a unique look. Others, however, may not appreciate it as much, especially if the toning is too harsh or uneven. Either way, the condition and how the toning has developed are going to play a big role in the coin's value today. So, what's this 1970 Jefferson nickel worth today in the market, especially with the black color shade and in good condition? Well, I've got some good news for you. Even though it's not an ultra-rare coin, the fact that it has an S mint mark and the black toning gives it some additional appeal. In general, a 1970 Jefferson nickel with an S mint mark in good condition is worth between $54,000 or more in today's market. This is based on the regular value of the coin in its current state. Now, let's talk about the impact of that black color shade. The black toning, while it may lower the value for some buyers who prefer coins with their original luster, could still be appealing to those who collect toned coins. For example, if you find a buyer who's specifically looking for toned coins with a unique shade, this could be worth closer to slightly more, depending on the quality of the toning. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, but this is still just a nickel. Why does toning matter? The truth is, collectors are always on the lookout for interesting variations, and toning is one of the most common ways that coins become more valuable. While a clean, shiny coin might be preferred by some, there's an entire group of collectors out there who focus on toned coins. So, if you have a 1970 Jefferson nickel with black toning, you're in a niche market where the uniqueness could work to your advantage. The final example you need in any niche will teach you how to use this technique to attract customers. Collectors looking for toning might be willing to pay a little more for a 1970 nickel like this, but don't expect it to become a high-priced treasure unless you have a truly unique or exceptional example. Now that you know a little more about the 1970 Jefferson nickel with the black color shade, it's important to talk about how to care for your coin. If you find a nickel like this in your collection, it's crucial to store it properly to preserve its condition. The best way to protect a coin like this is to store it in a cool, dry place, and ideally in a protective holder or capsule. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can damage the toning and significantly reduce its value. If you store it properly, the toning will remain as is, and your coin will maintain its unique appearance. So, there you have it, the 1970 Jefferson nickel with the S mint mark and black color shade in good condition. Might not be the rarest or most valuable coin out there, but it certainly has a special place in the world of coin collecting. The United States silver Washington quarter dollar of 1974, with a large date and D mint mark. But there's a twist. This coin is in dirty condition. So, how much is it worth in today's auction market? Let's find out. The Washington quarter has been a significant part of U.S. coinage since it was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse features a left-facing bust of Washington, while the reverse showcases an eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, representing strength and peace. Since then, there have been many variations of the Washington quarter, from different mint marks to changes in design details. One of the most important aspects of coin collecting is understanding the various minting years and the significance they hold within the context of U.S. history. Now, let's focus on the 1974 Washington quarter, particularly the large date variety with D mint mark. The 1974 quarter was issued as part of the standard U.S. coinage in circulation at the time. However, what makes the 1974 Washington quarter special is the fact that it features the large date variety, which differs from the small date version of the same year. As you can see, the large date is more noticeable with its distinctive, slightly larger digits. It's a subtle but significant difference that collectors look for when trying to distinguish between the two varieties. The D mint mark indicates that this particular quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the 3 U.S. mint locations responsible for producing coins at the time. In 1974, Denver was actively producing quarters for circulation, and the D mint mark is relatively common for that year, but it still holds value among collectors due to its historical context. The collectors on one side of the D mint recognizes the other side. Let's talk about coin grading. Grading is the process of determining a coin's condition and assigning it a grade. The most common grading scale used by numismatists is the Sheldon scale, which ranges from poor P1 to mint state MS70. The scale helps establish the value of the coin based on its preservation. For our focus today, we're looking at a coin in dirty condition, which can significantly impact its value. A coin in dirty condition may have dirt, corrosion, or other environmental factors affecting its surface. It may have scratches, grime, or even tarnishing, all of which diminish its visual appeal and grade. While this doesn't mean the coin is worthless, it's important to note that a coin in dirty condition will likely fall into the good to very good categories on the Sheldon scale, with significant wear and visible dirt. The dirt might even cause potential buyers to hesitate, as it could be more difficult to restore or clean without causing further damage. So, what is the current market value of a 1974 Washington quarter with a large date and date mint mark in dirty condition? Well, the value is influenced by several factors. the coin's rarity, demand, and condition. As of today, a 1974 Washington quarter in dirty condition typically sells for between $20,000 in most auction markets. Despite being in dirty condition, the 1974 Washington quarter still holds some value due to the large date variety and its mint mark. Coins in this condition are often purchased by collectors who are looking for inexpensive yet historically significant pieces to add to their collections. Auction prices for these coins can fluctuate based on how much demand there is at any given time. One important note: if you come across a coin in dirty condition, you might be tempted to clean it to improve its appearance. However, cleaning a coin is often not recommended, especially for collectors. Cleaning can scratch the surface and decrease the value even further, so it's always best to leave coins in their original condition, unless you're an expert in coin restoration. Some collectors prefer to keep coins in their original state, even if they are dirty, as it adds to their unique story. But if you're looking to sell, the dirt could keep the value lower than if it were in better condition. Now, for those of you thinking about adding this coin to your collection, here are some tips. When looking for a 1974 Washington quarter with the large date and D mint mark, keep an eye out for coins that are in better condition. Even a coin with some wear or dirt can still be valuable if it has other collectible traits like a unique mint mark or a slight error. Also, consider checking out recent auction results to get an idea of how much similar coins are selling for. Some auctions may feature these quarters with varying levels of dirt or wear, and the market may give you an idea of what you can expect to pay or sell for. So there you have it. Even in dirty condition, the 1974 Washington quarter with the large date and D mint mark has its place in the world of coin collecting. While its value may not be sky high, it's still a fascinating piece of history and a great entry-level coin for collectors. And remember, no matter the condition, every coin tells a story. First up, the 1881 silver Morgan dollar, specifically the version with the S mint mark. If you're a coin collector or just starting out, the Morgan dollar series is definitely one you don't want to miss. Stick around as we discuss its history, its significance, and most importantly, its value in today's market, especially if you happen to own one in good condition. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about the history behind the 1881 Morgan dollar. Designed by George T. Morgan, these coins were first minted in 1878 and produced through 1904, with a final year of minting in 1921. They were made of 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing in at 26.73 grams. The design on the obverse features a portrait of Lady Liberty, and on the reverse, you have an eagle with its wings spread, holding arrows and an olive branch in its talons, a symbol of peace and strength. In 1881, the Morgan dollar was still in full production, and this coin is especially famous because of its place within the broader history of silver coinage in America. Now, let's focus on the S mint mark. The S stands for the San Francisco Mint, which was one of the major mints in the US at the time. The San Francisco Mint produced a large number of Morgan dollars, and the 1881 S is no exception. In fact, over 8.7 million of these coins were minted, making it relatively common compared to some other years in the Morgan dollar series. However, the key is the coin's condition. When evaluating the value of an 1881 Morgan dollar, the grade it's in plays a huge role. So, what does it mean for the coin to be in good condition? For a coin to be graded as good, it should have significant wear, but enough detail still visible to identify the coin's features. On the 1881 Morgan dollar, the wear will be most apparent on Lady Liberty's hair, and her facial features will be worn down quite a bit. The eagle on the reverse will also be somewhat worn, and some of the finer details may be hard to see, but the overall design should still be recognizable. Coins in good condition are generally more affordable compared to higher grades like very fine or uncirculated, but they still hold a fair amount of value due to their historical significance and collectible appeal. Now, let's talk numbers. The 1881's Morgan dollar, in good condition, is valued between $8,000 to $800, depending on factors like market demand, the coin's appearance, and where it's being sold. While this may seem relatively affordable compared to higher-grade versions of the Morgan dollar, it's still a great piece for collectors, especially those looking to complete their Morgan dollar series or invest in a historically significant coin without breaking the bank. But keep in mind, prices can fluctuate. When silver prices rise, the value of coins like the Morgan dollar often increases, so it's always a good idea to stay updated on market trends. Also, if the coin has some unique characteristics, like special toning or an exceptional strike, it may fetch a higher price than the average range. Now let's talk about why the 1881 Morgan dollar is so collectible. First off, it's a part of the Morgan dollar series, one of the most popular and iconic coin series in American history. The Morgan dollar was minted during a time of major economic change, and it reflects the American spirit of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Even though the 1881 series is relatively common in terms of mintage numbers, it still holds a special place in collectors' hearts. Why? Because the Morgan dollar series as a whole has tremendous historical value, and the coins are known for their stunning design. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner, owning an 1881 Morgan dollar connects you with a major piece of US history. While the 1881 Morgan dollar is relatively common in good condition, it's important to note that coins in higher grades, such as very fine, extremely fine, or uncirculated, can fetch a significantly higher price, sometimes several $100s or more, depending on the grade and market demand. Also, some special varieties or coins with unique characteristics, such as low mintage years or errors, can see a spike in value when demand increases. So if you're a collector, always keep an eye out for those special pieces that might increase in value over time. If you're looking to buy or sell an 1881 Morgan dollar, there are plenty of places to check out. Online marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, and other specialized coin seller platforms are great places to find these coins, whether you're looking to add one to your collection or sell one you have. Local coin shops and coin shows are also fantastic places to meet other collectors and dealers, where you might find great deals and potentially even get an expert opinion on the value of your coin. To wrap it up, the 1881 Morgan dollar in good condition is a fantastic coin for collectors looking for an affordable piece of American history. While it may not fetch the highest prices compared to higher grade versions, it's still a valuable and meaningful addition to any collection. The Morgan dollar series is legendary, and owning one, whether in good condition or higher, is a great investment for any numismatist. Next up, the 1977 Monticello 5 cents Jefferson nickel, but with twist it has the D mint mark and a distinctive green color shade. Plus, it's in dirty condition. You may be wondering what makes this particular nickel so special, so let's take a closer look at its history, the unique green color toning, and of course, how much it's worth today in the market. Let's get started. Here we have a 1977 Jefferson nickel, minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark. At first glance, this coin might seem like any other, but what makes it unique is the green color shade that's developed on its surface over the years. We'll talk more about how this happened, but first, let's cover the basics. Now, let's take a step back and understand the 1977 Jefferson nickel. The 1977 nickel was part of the regular circulation coinage produced by the US Mint that year. The US Mint struck over 500 million Jefferson nickels in 1977, with the D mint mark indicating they were produced at the Denver Mint. It features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his estate Monticello on the reverse. Nothing too special, right? But there's more to it. While these coins were produced in large quantities, not all 1977 nickels are created equal. Some may have unique characteristics like wear patterns, toning, or other factors that can make them more valuable to collectors. But what about this particular coin? This coin has a noticeable green color shade, which raises an interesting question. Why does it have this tint? Well, that's a form of toning, which is a natural process that occurs over time as coins are exposed to various environmental factors. Toning is a result of a coin reacting with elements in its environment, like oxygen, moisture, sulfur, or pollutants. The green shade you see here typically forms when the coin has been exposed to chemicals, moisture, or even the oils from a person's hands over the years. In this case, it seems that the nickel has developed a beautiful green patina, which is a characteristic seen with copper-based coins like this one, especially when stored in less than ideal conditions. While green-toned coins might seem unusual, they can actually be quite attractive to some collectors. In fact, toning like this can add character and make a coin stand out. But here's the important thing: the coin's condition also plays a crucial role in determining its value. Now, let's talk about the value. As I mentioned earlier, this 1977 Jefferson nickel is in dirty condition, which typically means it has some dirt, grime, or other residues on its surface. This can happen if a coin has been handled frequently, or if it's been stored in a place with exposure to dust or dirt. Coins in dirty condition generally have lower value because collectors tend to prefer coins that are free from residue or contaminants. However, this particular coin has that green toning, which adds a layer of uniqueness. Some collectors might even appreciate the story behind this toning and the fact that it makes the coin look different from the standard 1977 Jefferson nickel. Typically, a regular 1977 Jefferson nickel in good or fine condition without any toning is worth around $84,000. The value can increase slightly if it's in uncirculated condition or if it has a unique error, but generally it's a pretty common coin. However, this coin, because of its green toning and its dirty condition, might fall in a different price range. Given that this nickel is in dirty condition with a distinct green color shade, its value could range anywhere from $90,000 depending on the specific collector's preferences. Some buyers might be intrigued by the toning and the unique look of the coin, especially if they're interested in toned or patina coins. However, if the dirt or grime significantly affects the coin's appearance, that might lower the value a little. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why does toning make such a difference in value? Well, for some collectors, toning is actually desirable. In fact, toned coins have become highly sought after in recent years. The greenish shade on this coin might not be for everyone, but there are definitely collectors out there who enjoy the unique look it gives. Toning can add character and make the coin stand out in a collection. Some collectors seek out toned coins as part of their hobby. In fact, rare and highly distinctive toning can sometimes make a coin more valuable than a similar coin in pristine original condition. So while this 1977 Jefferson nickel may not be a highly valuable coin in the traditional sense, its green color could add a special appeal for the right buyer. Alright, if you've got a 1977 Jefferson nickel like this one, how should you take care of it? First things first, never clean a coin. Cleaning a coin can strip away the natural toning and significantly reduce its value. If you want to preserve the look and character of your coin, store it in a protective holder, like a coin capsule or flip, in a cool, dry environment. Proper storage helps prevent further deterioration and ensures your coin retains its unique appearance. And remember, if you ever decide to sell, be sure to highlight the green toning and the D mint mark. It could make all the difference in attracting the right buyer. So there you have it, the 1977 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark and green color shade in dirty condition may not be worth a fortune, but it definitely has a place in the hearts of collectors who appreciate unique coins with character. Its value today could range from $93,000 depending on how the toning and the condition affect the market. Next up today, we're discussing a coin that might not be on everyone's radar, but when you take a closer look, it has some surprising value. We're talking about the 1985 USA Washington quarter dollar, specifically the large date with the P mint mark featuring a unique color shade and found in dirty condition. But what's the value of this coin in today's auction market? Let's break it down and see how much this seemingly ordinary coin is worth. Let's start by taking a good look at the coin itself. On the obverse, we see the iconic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The design has been featured on US quarters since 1932, and it's easily one of the most recognizable images in American numismatics. The 1985 Washington quarter shows George Washington facing left, with the inscriptions "Liberty" at the top and "In God We Trust" to the right. Below the portrait is the year 1985, and of course, the mint mark P. This indicates that the coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse side, we have the design featuring an eagle perched on an olive branch, which has been used on the Washington quarter since its inception. The text, "United States of America," runs around the edge of the coin, and you can clearly see quarter dollar in the lower portion. The reverse side is just as iconic and recognizable, making this coin a staple of American currency. Now, let's talk about the specifics of the 1985 Washington quarter. The large date designation comes from the size of the numbers in the year 1985. Compared to earlier years, the digits on the large date coins are slightly larger and more spaced out. This is a distinguishing feature, though it doesn't add a significant premium to the coin's value unless it's in exceptional condition or has a rare error. The P mint mark is another key feature, indicating that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. It's one of the most common mint marks on Washington quarters from this era, but that doesn't mean it's any less interesting or valuable, especially when combined with a unique color shade and certain conditions. Now, let's get into the condition of the coin. In this case, the 1985 Washington quarter is described as being in dirty condition. This doesn't mean the coin is worthless or undesirable, but it does play a major role in its overall market value. Coins that are in dirty condition typically show wear and surface marks, along with discoloration from age or improper cleaning. While collectors generally prefer coins that have been well preserved and kept in pristine condition, coins in dirty or less than perfect condition can still hold value, especially if they are part of a larger collection or have a unique characteristic, like the color shade we're going to talk about next. Speaking of unique characteristics, the color shade of the 1985 Washington quarter is an interesting aspect. While the coin might show some dirt or grime, certain discolorations or toning can sometimes increase a coin's desirability depending on the extent of it. For example, a coin that has developed a unique shade of patina, from bronze to blue hues, might attract collectors who appreciate toned coins. Some collectors actively seek out these uniquely toned coins, as they often show the history of the coin and are seen as attractive pieces for display or investment. However, it's important to note that while toning can be appealing, it should be natural. If the coin has been artificially toned or cleaned, that can significantly reduce its value. So, when we talk about the 1985 Washington quarter in dirty condition with a color shade, we're referring to natural wear and toning that gives the coin character and history. So, how much is the 1985 Washington quarter with the large date and the P mint mark worth in today's auction market? In dirty condition with a color shade, the value can vary, but typically, this coin will fetch anywhere from $52,000. It's not a rare or particularly high-value coin, but it does have some market interest, especially if the tone and overall appearance are appealing to collectors. Now, you might be wondering, why is the value so low for a coin from 1985, even with P mint mark and a unique collar? Well, the answer lies in the fact that the 1985 Washington quarter was produced in large quantities, making it relatively common. There are millions of these quarters out there, and while certain rare dates and mint marks fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, the 1985 quarter, in general, is still in the low-value range. In auctions, you may see this coin sell for slightly higher, depending on the specific shade or how the coin presents itself. In some cases, a well-preserved example with a nice, natural patina could go for a bit more, especially if it's a part of a larger collection or if there's interest in Washington quarters from the 1980s. Although the 1985 Washington quarter isn't a high-value coin right now, it could be worth more in the future. Coin values can fluctuate over time, and as older coins become less available in higher quality, the value may rise, even for coins like this one. Collectors are always looking to complete their sets, and as Washington quarters from the 1980s age, they could become more sought after. In conclusion, the 1985 Washington quarter, with a large date and P mint mark, in dirty condition with a color shade, typically holds a value of around $58,000 in today's auction market. While it may not be one of the most expensive quarters out there, it still has appeal, especially for collectors who appreciate natural toning or are building a Washington quarter collection. So, if you've got one of these quarters in your collection, it might not make you a fortune, but it's definitely a fun and unique piece to own. Next up, the 1970 Monticello 5 cents Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark. But this isn't just any regular nickel. No, this one features a full red color shade, and to top it off, it's in dirty condition. You might be wondering what makes this coin so special, and how much could it be worth? Well, stay tuned, because we're about to find out. Here we have the 1970 Jefferson nickel, minted at the Denver Mint, as shown by the D mint mark. The nickel is a part of the regular coinage series of that year. But what makes this one unique is the striking full red color shade it has developed. We'll dive into the story behind this color and its effects on the coin's value in just a bit. But first, let's start with the basics. The 1970 Jefferson nickel, like most nickels, features the profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. It was struck in large quantities that year, with more than 500 million 5-cent pieces being minted across the three mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. This coin was designed by Felix Schlag and has been in circulation ever since. Now, the mint mark D on this coin indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint. The 1970 Denver minting produced over 100 million Jefferson nickels, so this coin is far from rare in terms of total mintage. However, this one stands out due to its unique toning. So what exactly is this full red color shade I'm talking about? For coins, especially those made from copper alloys like the nickel, the term full red refers to a coin's color tone as it interacts with its environment. In the case of this 1970 Jefferson nickel, the coin has developed a rich, reddish color that's more commonly seen on copper coins rather than on nickel-based ones. While toning usually occurs due to exposure to air, moisture, or other environmental factors, a red shade on a nickel coin like this one is particularly unusual. Nickel coins, being primarily made of copper, have a tendency to tone in shades of brown, green, or blue over time. But in this case, the red color likely developed as a result of the coin being exposed to specific chemicals or pollutants, which accelerated the toning process. Now, this coin's full red color shade makes it highly distinctive and gives it a unique character that collectors might find intriguing. However, there's an important aspect we need to discuss: the condition of the coin. As you can see, this coin is in what we call dirty condition. Over time, coins can accumulate dirt, grime, or other residues, which can affect their overall appearance. In this case, the 1970 Jefferson nickel shows visible dirt and some wear on its surface. While some collectors prefer coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, dirty coins can still have value, especially if they possess unique characteristics like this one. Coins in dirty condition often have lower value compared to those in excellent condition. Cleaning a coin, however, is never a good idea, as it can damage the coin's surface and dramatically decrease its value. If you've found a coin in dirty condition, it's best to leave it as is and store it properly to prevent further deterioration. But don't worry, just because this 1970 Jefferson nickel has a bit of dirt on it doesn't mean it's worthless. In fact, for some collectors, the dirt and toning could actually add an element of interest and make the coin more appealing. Let's talk about the value of this 1970 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark in full red color shade and dirty condition. Typically, a 1970 Jefferson nickel in good or fine condition without any toning is worth around $65,000 or more. But with the full red color and dirty condition, this coin's value is a bit more complex. Generally, coins with unusual color tones can fetch a premium, especially if the toning is eye-catching and rare. In this case, the full red color shade could increase the value of the coin slightly. Considering that this coin is in dirty condition, the value might be slightly lower than if it were in mint condition. But that doesn't mean it's not valuable. Based on its condition, this 1970 Jefferson nickel with a full red color shade could be worth anywhere from $72,000. It's possible that a collector looking for a unique, toned nickel might be willing to pay a bit more. However, it's important to note that collectors typically value coins based on their rarity and appeal, and this one's dirty condition does play a role in keeping the value lower than it might otherwise be. Now, let's take a step back and talk about the growing trend of collecting toned coins. While a clean and shiny coin might look great, toned coins are becoming increasingly popular among collectors. Some people actually seek out coins that have developed interesting colorations due to exposure to certain environments or chemicals. Toning can make a coin stand out in a collection and add an element of uniqueness that can't be found with standard, non-toned coins. So, if you've got a toned coin, like this 1970 Jefferson nickel, it may actually be a desirable piece for the right buyer, even if it's in dirty condition. Now, what if you've got a coin like this in your collection? How should you store it to preserve its unique appearance? First and foremost, don't clean it. As tempting as it might be to get rid of the dirt, cleaning can ruin the toning and decrease the value. Store the coin in a protective holder or capsule to prevent further exposure to dirt and moisture. Keep it in a cool, dry place, away from extreme temperatures or humidity. The goal is to protect the toning and prevent further damage while maintaining the unique characteristics that make this coin so interesting. So, there you have it, the 1970 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark and full red color shade in dirty condition. May not be the rarest or most expensive coin in your collection, but it definitely has its place in the hearts of collectors who love toned coins. In today's market, this coin could be worth anywhere from $80,000 and potentially even more for the right buyer who appreciates its unique appearance. Next up, the 1981 USA Washington quarter dollar with the large date and the D mint mark. Specifically, we'll be discussing its value in extra fine condition in today's auction market. You might be shocked at how much this coin can actually fetch. So, let's take a closer look. Let's start with a closer look at the 1981 Washington quarter itself. The obverse of the coin features the iconic image of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This portrait has been a defining feature of the Washington quarter since 1932, and it remains one of the most recognizable depictions of a U.S. president. We see liberty inscribed above Washington's head, "In God We Trust," to the right, and the year 1981 right below the portrait. Now, what's interesting about the 1981 Washington quarter is the large date variety. In the case of large date coins, the numbers of the year are noticeably larger and more widely spaced than their smaller date counterparts. This is an important distinguishing feature, though the large date itself doesn't always add a huge premium unless it's combined with other rare qualities. Turning the coin over, we see the reverse side, which showcases an eagle perched on an olive branch. This design is synonymous with the Washington Quarter series and has been used since the coin's original release in 1932. Above the eagle is the inscription United States of America, and below is the denomination $quarter. The coin also carries the mint mark, which in this case is D, signifying it was minted at the Denver Mint. Now let's dive into a little bit of numismatic detail. As mentioned, the 1981 Washington Quarter is known for having a large date variety. The large date feature means that the numbers in the year are distinctly larger and more spaced apart than on other years of the same coin. You'll also notice the mint mark on the reverse D for Denver. In the 1981 Washington Quarters, the Denver Mint produced a significant number of these coins, which is why the D mint mark is so common. However, even with high mintage numbers, certain conditions and characteristics of the coin can significantly impact its value. So, let's move on to the condition of the coin and what that means for its market value. The condition of a coin is absolutely crucial when determining its value, and the 1981 Washington Quarter in extra fine condition is definitely worth a closer look. Coins in extra fine condition are those that have been well preserved, but may show some signs of wear, especially in the highest points of the design, like Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. There may be some minor scratches or discoloration, but the details should still be relatively sharp, and the coin should not show significant damage. Extra fine condition is considered to be a very collectible grade, and this coin, when in extra fine condition, holds much more value than one in average or worn condition. The wear should not obscure the key design elements, and the coin will still have a shiny appearance without being overly tarnished. Extra fine condition. Here's an example of a Washington Quarter in extra fine condition. As you can see, the coin shows minimal signs of wear, and the intricate details are still easily visible. The letters are sharp, the date and mint mark are clear, and there is a nice balance of luster. This coin would likely grade in the extra fine range, making it an excellent candidate for a collector looking for a high-quality example of the 1981 Washington Quarter. So, now the big question. How much is the 1981 Washington Quarter in extra fine condition with D mint mark worth in today's auction market? You might be surprised to learn that this coin can fetch anywhere from $12,000 in most auctions, depending on its specific appearance, luster, and overall appeal. Though the 1981 Washington Quarter isn't considered rare by most standards, a well-preserved example can still command a premium price. Looking at recent auction results, we see that the price range of $16,000 is typical for a 1981 Washington Quarter in extra fine condition. However, if you have a particularly well-toned example with eye-carrying patina, or one that has been graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, you could see it sell for a bit higher, up to $20,000 or more in some cases. It's important to note that this coin, like many others, is part of a series that was minted in large quantities, which means that most examples are not particularly rare. But condition and eye appeal still play a significant role in determining the value at auction. Although the 1981 Washington Quarter isn't a coin that's going to make you a millionaire overnight, it does have potential as an affordable entry point for collectors. As time passes, older coins like these tend to increase in value, especially as people begin to appreciate their history and significance. While it's unlikely that a common 1981 Washington Quarter will fetch hundreds of dollars, it could become a more desirable coin as interest in Washington Quarters continues to grow, or as supply dwindles. Coins in higher grades, like extra fine, often become more appealing as the years go on, especially to collectors who are looking to complete a set of Washington Quarters from the 1980s. In conclusion, the 1981 Washington Quarter with the D mint mark in extra fine condition is valued at around $22,000 in today's auction market. It's a nice, affordable coin for collectors looking to add a high-quality example of the Washington Quarter series to their collection. As always, condition plays a huge role in the value of this coin, so if you come across one in your collection, make sure to assess its condition carefully to understand its true worth. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, next up, we're diving into a very specific and intriguing coin, one that might not be on your radar, but could actually be worth more than you think. Today, we're talking about the 1965 Monticello 5 cents Jefferson nickel, no mint mark, with a black color shade and in dirty condition. That's right, this particular nickel, even with its dirt and toning, could hold some serious value in today's market. Here it is, our featured coin for today. You'll notice the distinctive black color shade and visible dirt around the edges. This nickel was minted in 1965, and it carries some unique characteristics that make it a worthy coin to talk about. But how do all these features impact its value? Let's get into it. Before we discuss the specifics of this 1965 Jefferson nickel, let's take a step back and review the general history behind the coin. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, and it has been a staple in U.S. coinage ever since. The coin was designed by Felix Schlag, and it features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, while the reverse depicts Jefferson's iconic home, Monticello. The 1965 nickel was part of the regular series produced during that time. However, 1965 was a pivotal year for U.S. coinage, as it marked the start of a coin shortage that led to changes in metal composition in the years following. This coin is made from a combination of nickel and copper, just like most Jefferson nickels produced before 1965. So, what's with the black color shade? Most coins, including the Jefferson nickel, will naturally tone over time due to exposure to oxygen, moisture, and environmental factors. But in some cases, a coin can develop a more extreme toning, like the black shade we're seeing on this 1965 nickel. This particular nickel appears to have absorbed some darker tones, likely due to exposure to specific elements or pollutants over the years. Black toning often happens when a coin is exposed to chemicals, air pollution, or simply stored in a less than ideal environment. For collectors, this kind of toning can be a bit of a mystery, but it's also what makes certain coins more interesting and valuable. The black color shade on this nickel may look unusual, but it's part of the natural toning process that can give a coin a distinctive, character-filled appearance. While toned coins are typically valued differently than uncirculated ones, they have a certain charm that appeals to collectors, especially those who specialize in toned coinage. Now, let's talk about the condition of this coin. As you can see, this 1965 Jefferson nickel is in what we call dirty condition. You can see some dirt and grime on the surface, and the black toning has made certain areas look a little more worn than others. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is a huge factor that determines the value of a coin. Coin grading is a process where the condition of a coin is assessed on a scale from poor to uncirculated. Coins with little to no wear or damage will fetch the highest prices. However, even coins in lesser grades, such as good or very good, can still hold value, especially if they have unique characteristics or toning. For this 1965 Jefferson nickel, the black color shade adds a unique visual appeal, but the dirt and overall wear drop its grade. Typically, a nickel in good condition without any special toning might be valued around $72,000, but because of the black toning, this coin could be worth a little more, despite the dirty condition. Let's now get into the value of this 1965 Jefferson nickel. In its current condition, dirty with black toning, the value is likely lower than if it were in uncirculated or very fine condition. Normally, a 1965 Jefferson nickel in good condition would be worth around 5 to 10 cents, but because of the unique black toning and its overall appeal as a toned coin, we can expect this one to go for slightly more. At auction, coins with unusual toning can fetch a premium. In general, a 1965 Jefferson nickel in dirty condition with black toning could be valued anywhere from $75,000 to $1. But for collectors who specifically seek out toned coins, or those who appreciate the rarity of black toning, the price could climb even higher depending on demand. While this coin may not break any records or rival some of the more famous rare coins out there, its unique characteristics still make it a standout in the eyes of the right buyer. As with any coin, its value is determined by a mix of factors: mintage numbers, rarity, and of course, its condition and appearance. If you find a coin like this in your collection, or if you're looking to preserve a coin that has developed unique toning, there are a few tips you'll want to keep in mind. First and foremost, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can damage the surface and decrease its value. Instead, store it properly in a protective holder or capsule to maintain its current condition. Coins with toning, especially those with black or other bold colors, are highly desirable to collectors. So, it's essential to store them carefully in a cool, dry place, away from extreme temperature changes and humidity. This will help protect the coin's unique features for years to come. So, there you have it. The 1965 Jefferson nickel without the mint mark, in black color shade and dirty condition, may not be the most valuable coin in the world, but it certainly has its own charm and appeal. In today's market, you can expect this coin to be worth anywhere from $80,000 to $1, depending on demand from collectors who appreciate toned coins. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more coin content. Got any rare coins in your collection with unique toning or interesting histories? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about them. Until next time, keep collecting, and I'll see you in the next video. Next up, the 1995 USA Washington quarter dollar with a large date and P mint mark. But here's the kicker. We're diving deep into its value in good condition. Now, you might think that the 1995 Washington quarter isn't particularly rare or exciting. However, when you look closer at the market trends, you might be surprised by its value. So, let's explore the details of this coin, its history, its condition, and most importantly, how much it's worth in today's auction market. First things first, let's examine the 1995 Washington quarter dollar. On the obverse, we see the iconic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This design has graced the quarter since 1932, making it one of the most recognizable coin designs in U.S. history. The coin features Washington facing left, with the inscription Liberty, and the year 1995 at the bottom. Below the date, we can also find the mint mark P in this case, indicating it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse, we see the majestic eagle, the symbol of the United States, perched on an olive branch, along with the United States of America inscription and the denomination quarter dollar. This design, too, has been part of the Washington quarter since its inception, adding to the historical appeal of the coin. Now, let's talk about grading, which is essential for determining a coin's value. The most common grading scale is from poor to mint state, and today we're focusing on good condition. A coin in good condition typically shows signs of wear, especially on the high points of the design, but the features should still be recognizable. For the 1995 Washington quarter, in good condition, you'll notice some wear on the portrait of George Washington, and the details of the eagle may appear a little softened. The lettering and numbers will be visible but worn down slightly. It's still a coin that collectors find attractive and worth keeping. In general, a good coin has visible details but shows significant signs of use, such as surface scratches or discoloration. For coins like the 1995 Washington quarter, it's all about finding one that retains enough of its original features to hold its value. Now, the big question. What's the value of the 1995 Washington quarter in good condition? As of today, in today's auction market, a 1995 Washington quarter with P mint mark and in good condition is generally worth between $30,000. It might not sound like much at first, but let's break it down further. While the 1995 Washington quarter isn't considered rare, it does hold a special place in the hearts of collectors. As with any coin, the value is determined by a few factors: demand, condition, and market fluctuations. You'll often see this coin go for, but in some cases, it could sell for slightly higher, especially if there are collectors looking to complete their Washington quarter collections, or if the auction market is especially active. So, what drives the market for the 1995 Washington quarter? Well, for one, the 1995 quarter is part of the larger Washington quarter series that collectors have been focusing on for decades. As a result, any coins in good condition are always in demand, especially when they have the original P mint mark. While there are more valuable Washington quarters from earlier years, such as those made in silver or from rarer mintages, the 1995 quarter still has its place in the collecting world. It's particularly valuable to those who want to collect a wide range of quarters from different years and mint marks. Additionally, the 1995 Washington coins from the 1990s is often seen as a potential sleeper coin. While its value may not be as high today, it's possible that over the years, as fewer people hold on to these coins, the value may increase as demand for older coins rises. It's also important to note that certain qualities could drive up the value of your 1995 Washington quarter, such as its historical significance or unique characteristics. For example, if your coin has any visible error or anomaly, like a double strike or a unique die crack, it might fetch a higher price. But, in general, coins like the 1995 Washington quarter that are found in good condition will remain in the $36,000 range unless they're part of a larger collection or come with a unique history. In summary, the 1995 USA Washington quarter dollar with a large date and P mint mark in good condition typically holds a value of around $45,000 or more in today's market. It's a great coin for collectors looking to add to their Washington quarter series, and while it may not break the bank, it remains a valuable piece for those who appreciate the design and historical significance. Next up, if you're a fan of classic US silver coinage, then today's video is for you. We're diving into the world of the iconic Morgan dollar, specifically the 1887 silver Morgan $1, minted with the S mint mark. If you've come across one of these beauties in your collection, or you're looking to invest in a rare piece of US numismatic history, this video will break down everything you need to know: its history, the design, and most importantly, its value in today's market. Stick around to get all the details on what makes the 1887's Morgan dollar so special and valuable. Let's get started. Let's begin with a little background. The Morgan dollar, designed by George T. Morgan, was first minted in 1878 and remained in production until 1904, with a brief resurgence in 1921. It's one of the most recognized and beloved coins in U.S. history, known for its beautiful design and its role in U.S. economic history during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The 1887 Morgan dollar, minted in San Francisco, is one of the middle years of the series. During the late 1800s, the U.S. Mint in San Francisco produced a large number of these coins, and the 1887 Morgan dollar is no exception. But why is this coin particularly interesting? Let's talk about that next. Now, the S mint mark on the 1887 Morgan dollar signifies that it was minted at the San Francisco Mint. The San Francisco Mint has long been one of the most important mints in the country, especially known for its silver coinage. The Morgan dollar produced here was integral to the U.S. economy during the 1880s, and the S mint mark became symbolic of quality and quantity. For the 1887 sets, the mintage was 5.4 million coins. While not as low as some of the more rare Morgan dollar years, this is still a relatively moderate mintage for a coin from the series. Despite the higher production numbers, the value of the 1887 set's Morgan dollar can vary greatly depending on its condition, especially when we're talking about very fine coins. So what does it mean when we say a coin is in very fine condition? Very fine is a grade on the numismatic scale that falls between fine and extremely fine. Coins in very fine condition exhibit moderate wear, but most of the key details remain clear on visible. On the 1887 coin Morgan dollar, you'll see wear on Lady Liberty's hair and face, as well as on the eagle's feathers and legs. The coin will have a worn look, but the design will still be fully recognizable. The key to a very fine Morgan dollar is that it retains a decent amount of detail, but it's not perfect. So, if you own one of these coins in very fine condition, you're looking at a piece that holds a lot of character and history, and collectors are definitely interested in these grades. Now, let's talk numbers. How much is the 1887 cess Morgan dollar in very fine condition worth today? On average, you can expect to pay anywhere from $5,500 to $6,000 for an 1887 cess Morgan dollar in this condition, with some coins pushing the upper end of the range if they have exceptional eye appeal or unique characteristics. Of course, the price will fluctuate based on a few factors: silver prices, market demand, and even the individual characteristics of your coin. For example, a coin with more vibrant toning or fewer scratches could push it into the higher end of the value range. If you're buying or selling, always make sure to get a professional grade assessment to ensure you're paying or receiving a fair price. So, what makes the 1887's Morgan dollar so collectible? Well, for one, the Morgan dollar is a cornerstone of US coin collecting. It's beloved for its beautiful design, rich history, and connection to the late 19th century, especially the economic expansion and silver mining boom in the western US. The 1887 Cs, in particular, is a popular coin among collectors because it represents a great balance of accessibility and rarity. While the mintage was fairly high, it's still not as easy to find in high grades, especially in very fine condition. Plus, the Morgan dollar series is known for its many different variations in terms of mint marks, and the S mint mark adds an extra level of interest for collectors who are specifically focused on the San Francisco minted coins. While the 1887 cess Morgan dollar in very fine condition is relatively affordable compared to other higher-grade Morgan dollars, there are certain rare varieties and market trends that can affect its value. For example, coins with extreme toning, strong strikes, or lower mintage years from the same series tend to attract a premium. Additionally, as silver prices rise, so too does the value of silver coins like the Morgan dollar. If the silver market sees a surge, expect the value of your 1887 cells to rise as well. So, as a collector, keeping an eye on market trends and the ongoing demand for Morgan dollars can help you make informed decisions when it comes to buying or selling. If you're looking to buy or sell the 1887 Morgan dollar, there are several places you can check out. Online auction sites like eBay are always a great option, but be sure to check the seller's ratings and ask for clear photos of the coin before making a purchase. You can also visit reputable numismatic auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers for high-quilted coins where you might find the 1887 in a variety of conditions. If you prefer in-person transactions, local coin shops and coin shows are always great options. You'll not only have the chance to inspect the coin firsthand, but you'll also be able to network with other collectors and dealers who can provide expert insight into your coin's value. So, there you have it. Everything you need to know about the 1887 silver Morgan dollar with the S mint mark in very fine condition. With its solid value range, historical significance, and connection to one of the most popular coin series in American history, it's no surprise that the 1887 silver Morgan dollar is so desirable. If you own one, consider yourself lucky, and if you're thinking about purchasing one, now's a great time to add it to your collection. As always, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more coin collecting tips, updates, and market insights. Drop a comment below and let me know if you own an 1887 says Morgan dollar or if you're looking to add one to your collection. Thanks for watching and happy collecting.